When life gets unpredictable, preparation matters. In medicine, it's all about staying alert, ready for whatever comes through the door. On the road, it's no different. That's why Volvo designs vehicles to help anticipate risk, reduce harm, and protect lives. The Volvo XC90's advanced safety systems inspire confident decisions wherever the road takes you. The Volvo XC90, for life. Proud sponsor of the Pit Podcast. Learn more at volvocars.ca/safety.
Let's take a look at seniors' homes and daycares in Quebec. Could they soon coexist or side by side? Well, there are some projects planned in Quebec, 5 such projects that would see seniors and toddlers come together in a more a more coexistful existence here. Will this be an issue for either group, or could it actually help seniors and help toddlers? Let's take a look with Matt Del Vecchio. He's the owner of Lianas Senior Transition Support, a certified professional consultant on aging, and of course you know him as the host of Life Unrehearsed every Saturday at 3 on CJAD. Matt, welcome back to the show.
Hi, Elias.
What are we looking at here? Why don't you explain to our listeners what a proposal would look like here when it comes to having a daycare and a senior's home take up the same building or space?
Yeah, it's very interesting, and who would have thought, Elias, we're talking about a good news story for seniors residences here. The concept is actually quite simple, but very interesting in the fact that they're building now. We've got 5 projects are in the works in the province of Quebec, taken from a couple of examples what's used in Northern Europe, where you will have a seniors residence, and within the building, there will be a CPE or a daycare where kids will come in as if it's a regular daycare, and there will be some opportunities and some common areas we'll be able to mix with the seniors. And the thinking is, from a stimulation perspective, this will be very positive. I see it firsthand when I'm going around in the residences doing tours and the grandkids are around. You just see the looks on the residents change when we've got some young people involved.
Is this basically, when it comes down to it, a mental health project? Like is this to brighten up people's days and sort of maybe add some pleasure to seniors' homes?
Completely mental health. We talk about physical and mental stimulation, and you get both in this case. Sometimes they're even doing some painting together, or maybe doing some dancing where the kids are on the floor and the seniors perhaps are in a chair. And it is all about stimulation. We've talked so much about isolation and how it's affected people. This is a real crack at trying to change the routine of a day, get the kids involved with the seniors, get the seniors involved with the kids, because there could be some benefits for the kids as well. So it's quite exciting.
And Quebec is not the first jurisdiction to think about doing this, right? We have some examples from around the world. Where else are they doing this, Matt? And is it successful?
Well, Northern Europe, we're talking Netherlands, they're always leaders. They're, in fact, we talk about Alzheimer's and dementia. They're leaders in creating communities that look like a neighborhood. So they're a big part of this. And there's been a couple smaller examples in Quebec, not a formal one, but there are a couple of examples, and we're clearly seeing that there are benefits there. And good on the government for taking a proactive stance. I was on the phone today with the general manager of one that's going to be opening up in Chateauguay, in fact, and he's very excited about it. In fact, he had to get off of the phone because he was jumping into an interview with the architects of the building to make sure that everything is aligned, both from a residence perspective, because the architects are seniors' residences, but he's bringing the perspective from the kids and the CPE perspective. So it was quite interesting. And so this is, good on the government for being proactive with this.
And bringing joy to seniors' lives. I just love the whole notion of that. Maybe we could talk about the kids for a second. Do we have any idea about the benefits for the daycare kids?
Yeah, this is going to be the interesting part, Elias, because there are clear benefits to the seniors. There are benefits for the kids. It was interesting in your previous segment when you were talking about helicopter parents.
Yeah.
This could, there's a dynamic here. Children perhaps aren't used to people maybe having mobility issues or someone with dementia or Alzheimer's, there's the risk of, are the kids going to be comfortable? Well, I think from my perspective, getting kids exposed to this as well, they, won't be those helicopter parent type models. They will bring joy to the seniors, but I think they will also get some joy listening to stories from the seniors, getting different perspective of someone that might not look like their parents, maybe, their parents or even someone requiring care, and getting them exposed to this. Of course, it will have to be in a supervised setting, which it is, but I think it's going to be a good thing for the kids as well.
We're with Matt Vecchio from Lianas Senior Transition Support, talking about how Quebec will be putting daycares alongside seniors' homes as a way to have seniors and younger children coexist, at least for part of the day. Matt, I guess when I think about a negative, and I only want to actually look at the positives here, but I would imagine there could be an issue with just the viruses going around, right? You think about how daycares sometimes are places where kids will exchange multiple viruses. Are there any worries there of, what happens if you've got the daycare and the cold and the flu go around the daycare, and now it's going to go around the seniors this time around? Any issue there? Is that maybe an overblown thing?
No, I think it's a real legitimate concern, and it is a concern of theirs. I guess two ways of looking at it. Don't do it because of that, and, not have that opportunity, or go for it, but really they're going to have to watch it. We're not talking about 30 or 40 of these being built. We're talking 5, and I think it's a good opportunity to weigh the pros and cons. There will be some mistakes made along the way, and viruses is certainly a concern for both, seniors who are vulnerable and the kids who are carrying these viruses. And so how are they going to handle that? But I would much rather choose the option of going for it and seeing what needs to be improved on or where we need to adjust, rather than shelve a project that is really going to benefit both generations.
And Matt, I guess it comes down to, what do you think's more beneficial? Ending like social isolation for a whole bunch of seniors, or the risk of a cold or a flu? Like what is, what side do you go? I would say, take the happiness. That's what I would say. I don't know if you got a take on that.
Elias, I think we all know the answer to that. We saw what isolation and lockdowns did to everyone, but especially seniors. And here's an opportunity, a really proactive opportunity. So for the naysayers, and I understand it, but this is proactive. This is really setting ourselves apart from many others. I'm involved in the rest of Canada in these residences, and not too many are talking about these wonderful projects like this. So let's go for it and adjust along the way accordingly.
And you said pilot projects that they're going to be starting up here in Montreal and other regions of Quebec. Pretty much, are they going to try this in a whole bunch of places?
Well, there's only 5 for now. The closest one to Montreal is in Châteauguay.
Gotcha.
The other ones are in Valleyfield, and then we get a little further out to Chambly and Trois-Rivières and Rivière-du-Loup. But hey, it's a start, and let's hope we can get a lot more of them.
Wow. Well, I'm just looking at some details, memory games, physical activities, story time, where the seniors and the kids are together. Yeah, that sounds like a better vision of our seniors' homes to me, Matt.
Absolutely. We need this, Elias, and hopefully we'll get a bunch more.
All right, Matt. Thanks so much for coming on the program today.
All right. Thank you, Elias.
That's Matt Vecchio. He's a host of Life Unrehearsed. You can hear it every Saturday at 3 p.m. on CJAD 800.